The next step that we need to do is work on the side zipper. All right. So to do a zipper, you can do this one of two ways. You can take your facing and you can put it down and actually sew the zipper over the facing, or you can take the facing, leave it out like I'm going to do, and then I'm going to eventually sew my facing down to my zipper. So what I'm going to do first is using 5/8 of an inch. I'm going to use my largest length, which is 5 for me, machine that I'm using. And I'm going to do a stitch because I want to hold this in place. So because I want to make sure that everything's going to turn out even, I'm actually going to pin this. It's not long, but I want to make sure that everything goes the way I want it to go. So using 5/8 of an inch and also your longest stitch length, you're going to sew. You're not going to back stitch. And it's going to eventually meet the seam that you have already done previously. Okay. So I'm going to cut off extra thread because I don't want extra thread there. All right. So you want to go to your machine. You want to press this open. I hear a pen. All right. You want to press this open. Okay. I wish I had a little board so I didn't have to get up, but that's not going to happen. So my machine is way over there. Okay. And the reason why you're going to press this open is going to help you to make sure that your zipper is going to line up with your seam. And you'll see what I mean in a minute. So I'm going to actually use my fingers to press this. And only because it's such a short one. Okay. So then I'm going to get my zipper and I'm going to lay my zipper with my zipper stopper right at the top. And then I'm going to pin this. Now, the way I do this, it takes more time, and people have, of course, a faster way to do this. But for me, I want to make sure that my zipper comes out nice. And this is an invisible zipper, so I want to be nice and smooth. In addition to that, I also want to make sure that it's even. Because a lot of times you see in garments that it is not even, and part of the reason for that is the zipper is not, you didn't take your time doing the zipper, and then you have to take it all out, and it's a lot of work. So I'd rather do the work up front. Okay. right, so then I'm going to actually take this, and I'm still going to have my longest thread. I'm going to baste it. Okay. So then once I get through basting it, and the reason why I said you should, so I based it, you should go ahead and press it is because I'm going to take out eventually I'm going to take out my threads. So I want to make sure that this lines up. And you also, so if this was in the back, or if I was doing a skirt, I probably would have used a piece of my chalk to close my zipper and to show where it's supposed to line up. Okay. But I want my zipper to stay put. Yeah, like Jamesh, you don't need all those pins. I know some people don't, but I really want the zipper to stay. And like I said, you do it right the first time. You don't have to worry about trying to take out your zipper and do it again. Okay, so you're going to baste the other side. And make sure that your shirt is out of the way. So now what you can do is you can actually take out your basting you did for your seam. Now, one of the things I did, and I didn't talk about this, is that before I actually, part of what I do to get ready to do a zipper is I went to my iron and I actually opened up the zipper feet. So I don't know if you guys can see it here, but I ironed over this and opened it up. So it's easier to sew using the Invisible zipper. All right, I'm trying to see how far down I need to go because I don't want to take out my original seams. All right. Okay. Now, I'm going to switch out my foot. Okay. To a invisible zipper foot. I need this. All right. I'm going to change the position of my needle. Oh my gosh. My love-hate relationship with my nails. All right, I'm going to, and I know this part is probably not necessary, but it makes me feel better with my life. I'm going to take my top thread, and I'm actually going to put it through the middle part of this presser foot, so it's not just hanging out here. It won't come through. All right, I'm gonna push all of that to the back. So I am going to line my zipper, and I'm putting it in placement. Now, I'm actually going to start my zipper at the seam for the facing. So make sure it's lined up. And back stitch. And then I'm going to back stitch. Okay. So then that's what it looks like. All right. So I want you to go ahead and do the other side. Now, once I get through, what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this in. I'm going to cut this off, fold it down, and I am going to hand stitch, cut that part off, fold this down, and I'm going to hand stitch my facing to my zipper. Okay. So this is my finished zipper. As you can see, I went ahead and I pressed it. It's clean. And then, so I did talk about hand stitching the inside, but I learned this trick, and to be honest, I don't remember where I learned it from. But instead of hand stitching, to save a little time, I went ahead and I turned my facing into the back of my zipper, and I actually stitched right there. Cut off the edges, and then it is already done. So I don't have to hand stitch. Nice little trick that I learned. But if you prefer to hand stitch, go ahead and do that.